Well, I see that you all, David, I see, Mr. President, that you're behind schedule a little bit. I was told that I had 15 minutes, and I'm not going to use those 15 minutes, folks. I'm going to dispense with every bit of that. See, that's the way people feel good about that. David said one thing. He said, Jim, remember the 5 B's of public speaking. Be brief, brother, be brief. I will, especially with this crowd. You all are used to politicians. With 42 days left and counting in my term, I have learned that I can say pretty much about anything and nobody cares. But I will say to you all that, you know this. I was saying to David West, Mike, Judge, as I was walking in, public service is inspiring. Public service has great rewards. I learned in my job as mayor that there's a lot of things that you can translate from the private sector into the public sector, that we can take good business practices and good business principles and translate them into the public sector. But when people say that you can run government just like a business, I'm sorry. That's where I fall off the tracks. It can't be run just like a business. There's different purpose in public life, in the public sector. There's different purpose, and we have to look at it in different ways. We're about bringing people together. We're always about bringing people together. I sometimes refer to the 19th century statesman that many of you all who study a little bit of history know about, came from Lexington, Henry Clay. And Henry Clay was known as the great compromiser. And Henry Clay said about compromise, he said, compromise is hard work. It's about the hardest thing you can do. And that's what those of us in public service, that's what we learn. We learn that it's hard work to get compromise. Mr. President, I appreciate what you said about Lexington. I'm proud that we have been recognized as the 4th best run city in the country. And in 3 years in a row, we were among the top 10. Well, as you all know, in your own counties and your own cities, all across this Commonwealth, there's nothing easy about chasing aspirational goals and making your county the best, doing the best that you can. When I have welcomed folks to Lexington, and I tell the story of Lexington that I've already told, and we were settled in 1775, a year before the Declaration of Independence itself was signed. So we've got a long, long history. And we appreciate your coming to our city. We appreciate so many people like myself who have actually moved from other places that, as my brother says, he says, our pillow might be in Lexington, but our heart is still in Glasgow, in Barron County. And we're that way. And that's why appreciating the full state and what everyone contributes throughout this Commonwealth is so powerful and it's so inspiring. So I thank you again for being here in Lexington, and I want to say in closing what I have said routinely, and this may be one of the last times I get to say it. Please, please, spend everything you've got before you leave town. Do not leave town with a dime in your pocket. Thank you all so much.